I was just going to say, did you guys see the Eagles just pick Jalen Hurts with their second pick?
I didn't see why they needed him.
Wentz is injury prone. It's good to have a semi.
And they've had good luck with backup quarterbacks.
But it's so funny. It's so funny all the experts that come out the night of the drafts or the weekend of the draft. Because as I'm just scrolling through my Facebook feed here, it's like, can we fire Howie? What are we thinking? The Eagles drafting has been terrible based on players that you've never seen play in the pros.
Proven nothing yet.
Basketball, maybe you can really get on someone for picking someone wrong in the top 10. In football, even the top 10 is, you're not guaranteed anything.
Even the first pick. First pick's not always a guarantee in football, except this year. This
Burrow's
year he's
pretty good,
He's
though.
a stud.
I'm pulling there.
One of my buddies texted me, Burrows will not be as successful in the NFL as he was in college. I'm like, well.
He wasn't even that successful in college. I mean, last year he was, but he wasn't super successful at Ohio State, obviously. And then even his first year, I know he played, 10 games or something, but he wasn't that great until last year.
His first year, he had 16 touchdowns and 5 picks. I mean, he was very pedestrian. But last year, 60 touchdowns, 5,000 passing yards. I mean, he was just shredding people last year.
And you can just tell, and I hate to say it, the eye test. But you can just see that kid, he has all the pieces in place. All that matters now is, can he handle it mentally? I love that statement. Like, well, he was really awesome last year. Like, they didn't lose a game. Like, the entire season, LSU was clearly the best team. And they proved it in the national championship. Yeah. I was like, did you ever watch him? They just dominated, and he was awesome. I mean, the team was great, but you could tell he is a legit leader as a quarterback. Will it transfer to the NFL? Who the hell knows?
The only thing that sucks is now he's stuck in Cincinnati, right?
That is the shit part.
Exactly.
The guy I feel the best for off of that team was, I don't know if you guys saw the last pick of the first round last night was the little running back from LSU, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's got this great story where his biological dad goes to jail, raised by his stepdad. I won't bore you with the whole story, but it's a good story. But no one expected him to make it because they were like, well, LSU puts out guys like Leonard Fournette and Darius Geis. You're just a little afterthought. Right. And for him to get first round, go to the Chiefs where he's a perfect fit, because he's an all-purpose back. And today they show the call where the GM's calling him, and it's Andy Reid and the GM and Clyde. And they go, we knew we were going to draft you at 4:00 because we asked Patrick who he wanted.
Wow.
And I was like, wait a minute. Mahomes wanted that kid? That says everything.
That's awesome.
Well, when your franchise player is a second-year cyborg who really doesn't make any mistakes, you just do whatever he tells you.
Cyborg.
So if you're the GM, though,
in a lab.
Didn't you just admit that they don't need you? Why does the owner of the Chiefs even need him if the GM's like, oh, I just talked to Patrick and he made a pick for us?
Yeah.
It was like when the Heat, when LeBron and Wade and Bosh played, it was like Spoelstra. I mean, just show up. You don't need to say anything.
Spoelstra kept them in order. I'm like, you mean they just stayed out of their way and everything they said? Okay.
Right.
His only job was to do hand gestures to the ref. Come on.
The hands on the hips.
And Sean Smith.
Did you guys enjoy the draft though? The glimpse into the houses?
Loved it.
And
I liked it better.
I feel like it ties into our Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon theory where I don't know if they really need the studios anymore. I like seeing them in a different environment instead of the stupid draft where they're sitting at the round table and it's a normal sized table and they're gigantic athletes, so they never really fit on the table and they're in their suits. And I don't know. I think it's cool. They're with their families who are going crazy because now they can all quit their jobs.
So who was your favorite house to see?
One of the things that I love the best is the shots from the side where everyone had the small step and repeat behind them. Doug Peterson had one, right? All you saw behind him was the Eagles logo, this nice thing. You take a shot back and it's in the middle of his wall with all these other pictures around it. To see that angle was cool.
Right. You got things stacked on like books and like McShay had his phone on the coffee cup last week.
Right.
The same thing.
But you get the wide angle of it.
Vrabel's was
Vrabel's up there.
That was obviously
That was the
that was
best.
like set up, obviously, but like the most realistic one, Judge. Did you see Judge's? It would just look like an empty room with like curtains and then spotlights behind him, and people were like, "Is Coach Judge doing this for a porn studio?" Like they couldn't figure out what it was.
The answer to that question is yes.
But if you think about it, he just moved to New York. I don't know how long ago. Like it might really be an empty room still.
It looked like he was in a lecture hall to me.
Yeah, like I thought it was the Giants work facility, but
it didn't look like a house.
I think it's so much better to have the cutaways to the players, just because of the unknown of what's going to happen. Which I'm sure if you're producing the draft, that's your nightmare. That all these people are now on TV, but it was 10 times better.
Think about how hard of work that is now with all the audio and like making sure audio and visuals work. Like that's so much for ESPN and all the others to worry about.
And doing it all remotely. They can't like send an IT guy over to your house to like set it up.
The one thing I was curious about as they cut to every player was who was still going to wear a suit.
Yeah. I saw a kid in a robe. I didn't care for that too much, but I liked the ones that still did the suit.
No one has like updated headphones or earphones. Like Burrow was having he had like the free ones you get like at the airport where it's just like barely, it's like hanging off of him. And then some guys had like I wish I still had them, like the airplane headphones. Like you think they're cool, but then they have the microphone hanging down like a coach. I'm like, don't these guys can't they get AirPods or something?
You know they've already been paid. Did you see, like midway through the first, the linebacker from OU, Kenneth Murray, I think is his name, but he gets drafted, and they pan to his house, and it's a very modest home, like normal, not too much happening in the room. I found myself looking at like their art on the walls and like trying to see down the hallway. Was like grandma slamming some booze, like what was going on? And I look above the sofa. There's only one piece of art in this whole room, and it's a giant centaur. And it looks like the guy from the Old Spice commercials.
No way.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find it somewhere online. But if you look that up, actually, can we get Kenny to look at that?
Kenny, do something. All right, this is the third show. You've done nothing. Find out the background. What do you want me to ask, Kev? I was not
find the Kenneth Murray background, the centaur picture.
Yeah, this should be easy for you.
Gotta respect the man that hangs a picture of himself, because it's definitely whoever lives in the house. There's no way.
Oh, it was totally him. Yes.
Yeah.
Half horse.
That is awesome.
That's funny.
And the fact that that's the only thing on the three walls you could see.
The linebacker I think from Michigan got drafted, and they're all celebrating on the couch, and right behind him is Drew Rosenhaus. Like Drew Rosenhaus hasn't been quarantining with his family. He just flew in. He can't be there. I will find that picture, but it's his whole family. The guy's crying, and Rosenhaus is standing right behind him on the couch.
The doctor was like, all right, you have coronavirus. He's like, no, I don't. Next question. I didn't watch a lot of the draft. And Chris, you mentioned Andy Reid's shorts. I tried finding it online. I found nothing. Can he find the damn shorts that Andy Reid?
After the centaur.
Find the centaur first if you can, if you're worth anything.
You loser.